Hi, I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. How do you separate audio from video, but while you're using DaVinci Resolve? Sometimes, every once in a while, you're going to get into some little fancy Hollywood editing. I don't see you using it too much, but when you do, this can be a very powerful technique. First, we're going to go over the J cut. Then we're going to go over its opposite, the L cut. Those are some very artistic cuts that they like to use in Hollywood to help establish a scene. Then I'm going to give you my ultimate reason for separating audio and video to 10x your production. So let's head over to the studio. Welcome to the studio. This is my copy of DaVinci Resolve, and I'm going to show you first the J cut. Basically what happens in a J cut is you're going to see this video is going to continue, and then you're going to start hearing this audio. And then this video kicks in. So first is the audio, then you'll see the video. That's how the J cut works. And I'll show you in just a moment why it's called a J cut. Maybe not exactly, but that's why I think it's called a J cut. And we'll do the opposite. We'll do the A cut. So first, let's do the J cut. So here's our video winding down. Here's the first scene winding down. These are actually two separate videos, but let's say you're going to edit it for a scene. So this is the scene. This scene is ending. Editing's not complicated. I'll show you in just a minute. That's in the next video. And then here's the next one that's starting. It's about the editing. Welcome back. Hi, it's Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. We're going to get... So there we go. That's going to be our scenes. That's going to be our segue. So let's start off first. Notice how the video and the audio are together. So wherever you move them, they're going to go at the same time. Now I'm going to separate these just for the sake of ease. But you see they still stay locked together. So what I'm going to do is now bring this over to about, where's a good place for the video to take over? Next video. Welcome back. Hi, it's Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. We're going to get you right there. Did you catch that? Right here is high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this the intro, and then this is the fade out, and then this is going to be the video that comes in eventually. And what you do to separate the video from the audio is right click and you see how link clips is checked? You want to uncheck it. Now these two are no longer linked. Now if I start to move them around, they're going to move separately now. But I don't want to really mess it up. I just want to edit one and not the other. I'm going to back off the video. That's where I want the video to start. This is the welcome back high. Right at high is when I'm going to come back in the scene. But this one is going to fade out. Did you notice I just kind of held a smile here? Then we went into the next video. So watch. This is what we have now. This is our J cut. Ready? I'll show you in just a minute. That's in the next video. Welcome back. Hi, it's Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. We're going to see that? The audio started and then the video joined it. That is the J cut. And the reason why I think it's called a J cut is because when you follow the edit, and I'm just making this up, maybe I'm right, but notice this piece goes with this piece, which starts over here. You've got a J right there. Now let's talk about the L cut, which is just the opposite. We're going to restore these. I'm going to bring these back together. I'm going to relink those clips, bring them back together, move them out of the way. Now I've relinked them in their original settings. Now what we're going to do is just the opposite. We're going to bring in the new scene, and then the audio will change. Make sense? You follow me? All right, let's try that. So first we're going to have this. We're going to back this down. Whoops, I take that back. We're going to leave that last line into the new video. And so the L cut, basically what you're going to do is first separate these two, again, by unlinking them. And you're going to have the scene change first and have the audio still going. And then you're going to take this, unlink it, and just the one. There we go. We back off the audio and bring this in to here. So now we've already changed the scene. Now this is going to sound terrible, okay? Because I had to butcher the audio to make this work. But now do you see how the overlap is here as opposed to in the previous scene when it was here? Here's your L right here. There's your L cut right there. There's the letter L. So this is kind of the jacked up way of hearing it. You ready? Play. All right? Editing's not complicated. I'll show you in just a minute. That's in the next video.
With AdWise Creative, we're going to get you up and running.
There you go. So the scene changed before the audio did. And again, this is a finished product. This is actually a piece. This is a finished product, so it didn't exactly blend together very well. But you see the two different kinds of editing. The J cut and the L cut, where the scene changes separate from the audio. And in order to make that happen, you have to separate the audio from the video. This is a fairly complex technique, especially for teaching or simple talking head videos. But is this what you're interested in? Do you want to see more of these things? Make a comment down below. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me what you need a little bit more instruction on. I'll be glad to make a video for you. That's what we're here for, right? To help each other out. So give us your comment down below. Those are some pretty cool edits, but I don't see you using them too much. It's a very sparing technique. It's used very often, but still not too often. And I would challenge you to be especially choosy and picky about when to use it in your videos. Again, for talking head videos or instructional videos, teaching videos, not a lot of opportunity to use it. So when you do use it, make sure it fits perfectly with what you're doing. Now, the biggest reason you would want to separate video from audio, especially when it comes to something like this, step back for a second. Let me ask you a quick question. So you've got your video. Here's your teaching video. Now, what would you call just the audio portion of that completed video? Sounds like a podcast episode to me. No extra editing, doing no extra filming, doing nothing extra to the content whatsoever, but then you mix it down differently. That's just some button pushing. You now have your video, your YouTube video, and a podcast episode with no extra effort whatsoever. That sounds like a win-win to me. So let's take a look at how to do that. It is so simple. Watch. All right, so let me show you how to do that. Now, DaVinci Resolve calls, first of all, we have to change our page. We're going to come over to the delivery page. This is when you're all completely done with your editing and you want to blend together or render or mix together your new video with everything that you've done, the audio, the video, the sound effects, the graphics, the logos, anything and everything that you've put into your video. Now we need to make that all one file. And this is done in the delivery page. So we're going to head over to the delivery page. And these are the various ways that you can mix down or render your project. Now, we're going to just render the audio. So start up here in the upper left-hand corner and look for the different versions until you find audio only. You're going to give it a name, a place where you're going to store it, and then first you want to switch over to audio. And now you've got a whole new set of settings here for audio. Now, one thing I'll tell you right off the bat, when it comes to DaVinci Resolve, whether you get the Resolve or Resolve Studio Edition, you're going to have a few different options. In Resolve, you're going to only have the wave and a couple more of these. In the Studio Edition, you can actually mix down to an MP3. Of course, you can always mix down to a wave and then go online and there's wave to MP3 converters, or maybe you've got another audio program that you can do that in. That's fine. Here in DaVinci, though, you can do it straight to MP3 if you have the Studio version. So we're going to go straight to MP3 just for the heck of it. Set your other parameters, and then the only other thing you need to watch out for is this right here. What are we going to render? The entire timeline or just the in-out points? To be on the safe side, set your in-out points to be the entire file, just to be on the safe side. But I would always go for There's your out point right there. See that little tiny, you got the gray line, see that little tiny dot at the end? That would be the out point. And you can do the back end, the front end would be the in point right there. You can barely see that dot buried underneath the line there. So just to be on the safe side, make sure it says entire timeline, no matter what you've got it set to, unless, let's say you're doing something, a small piece of it, and you only need a chunk of it, and you really do want the in-out points. Pay attention to that. Set it the way you need to set it. You're going to say add to render queue. Let's just call this. We're going to make this the podcast audio, and we are going to put it in that folder right there, and I'm going to hit, let me double check my settings. I've given it a name. There we go. Add to render queue, and watch up here. It'll pop up here. So that's the new job that I've just assigned it. It's audio only, and so I'm going to say render all. And that will render you just the audio file. That's how your podcast episode is now set and ready to go. To go along with this, I have a special gift for you called Slice and Dice. It's a video training that I offer, but you can get it for free if you just sign up at the link below. Scroll down, you'll see it, click on that, and it will be delivered to your inbox. Slice and Dice, how to turn all that big content into smaller content that you can use for promotional purposes to get your word out there. And this works for both the podcast and your YouTube channel. So enjoy. My gift to you. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. I'm Nic Natarella. Thank you.